Listen to a short story, The Stranger in the Autumn Woods, Level B1, Oxford Reading University, Part 1.
It was a chilly October afternoon when Mia, Alex, and Sam decided to explore the old forest near their town. Every autumn, they took this walk to enjoy the colors of the season, but this year felt different. A strange unease had settled over the town after a few unsettling incidents. A local dog went missing. Mysterious footprints were found near the outskirts, and an old man had reported seeing a shadowy figure lurking by the edge of his farm. Alex tried to lighten the mood. "Come on, it's probably just a fox or some other animal. Let's not get scared of shadows." But Mia wasn't convinced. "It's not just an animal, Alex. People are actually nervous. Mr. Howard said the figure he saw was tall, like a person, and he's not the only one who's seen something strange." Sam, always the practical one, shrugged. "Let's stick together, stay alert, and try not to scare ourselves." As they ventured deeper, the usual sounds of the forest were muted. The birds were silent, and the only noise was the crunch of leaves beneath their boots. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. Suddenly, Mia stopped, eyes wide. "Did you hear that?" They all froze, listening. There was a faint rustling behind them, but when they turned, the path was empty. Only the autumn leaves swirling in the wind. "Probably just the wind," Alex said, but his voice was less certain than before. They continued down the trail, tension hanging in the air. Then Sam stopped and pointed at the ground. "Look, footprints." Large, muddy footprints marked the path, leading deeper into the forest. Alex knelt down studying them. "These aren't ours, and they're fresh. Whoever made them isn't far." The footprints led them to an old cabin hidden among the trees. It was run down, with broken windows and a collapsed porch. The place had always been a bit of a local legend. People said strange things happened here years ago, though no one really remembered what. "Do we go in?" Mia asked, her voice barely a whisper. Sam took a deep breath. "We've come this far. Let's see what we can find." They pushed open the door, which creaked loudly, echoing in the stillness. Inside, the cabin was dark and cold. An old table stood in the center of the room, and dust hung in the air. On the table was a black bag. Alex opened the bag carefully, finding a flashlight, a knife, and a map of the forest. But what made them all go silent was a collection of photos of them. Mia's heart pounded. Why would someone have pictures of us? Before they could process it, they heard footsteps approaching. Panicked, they hid behind an old cabinet. A shadow filled the doorway as a tall figure entered, wearing a long coat and hat. The figure walked over to the table, noticed the open bag, and froze. There was a silence as the stranger looked around the cabin, sensing he wasn't alone. They held their breath, waiting. The figure muttered something under his breath and then turned to leave. Once he was gone, Mia whispered, "Who was that? Why does he have photos of us?" "I don't know," Sam replied, looking shaken. "But he knows we're here." They stayed hidden for a few more minutes, listening to the stranger's footsteps fading into the forest. When they were sure he was gone, they slipped out of the cabin and hurried back down the path, casting nervous glances over their shoulders. As they reached the edge of the forest, Alex turned back for one last look. There, standing in the distance near the cabin, was the figure, watching them. "We can't keep this to ourselves," Alex said, his voice firm. "We need to tell someone. The police." They agreed, and that evening, they sat in the town's small police station, recounting the events to Officer Grant. The officer listened carefully, his expression darkening as they described the stranger and the contents of the bag. "We'll investigate this," Officer Grant assured them. "You all did the right thing coming to us." Later that night, the three friends met at a cafe to process what had happened. The town felt quieter, almost like it was holding its breath. "This isn't over," Sam said, glancing around the empty cafe. "That man knows who we are, and if he's been watching us, he'll be back." The shadow in the forest had left its mark on them, and they knew this was only the beginning of a mystery that might lead them deeper into the woods or into something far more dangerous.
Part 2 is coming soon. It's hard to read books in English when there are so many unknown words. What if you could click the word and see the translation and the transcription? Then reading English books will become easy and fun. You can do it in the Eva app, You can check the meaning of the words in your native language. Check out appeva.com now. Hit the like button and subscribe for more English stories like this. And now, listen to another audiobook.